Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's morning musings is the de-energizing of reality. I'm doing a series of daily morning musings, and I'm using posts from my blog, Adventures in Density and Effort, as inspiration. Now, I wrote these posts a while back, and if I encounter anything that seems out of date, I'll interrupt myself and give you the most recent information. At the end, if necessary, I will give you a summary of the topic based on what's going on in the world today. And also, I have some special offers, so stay tuned to the very end to see what they are. The de-energizing of reality. Reality is de-energizing. This has been happening all along, but it feels more intense to folks right now. Everything that people felt was solid and real is dissolving. Recently, it's been in the form of monetary illusions, such as the stock market and real estate. Poof, whatever they owned was suddenly 50% less. Or I'm interrupting myself, whatever you'd like to own is 50% more. However, this has been happening throughout the human story. I was born in Berlin a few years before they built the Berlin Wall. And when this happened, it felt solid, real, and final. Who could have imagined less than 30 years later that circumstances had changed so drastically that it was torn down? It's a great analogy for what's happening now. Our imaginary walls are disintegrating, same as with the Soviet Union. Who could have imagined all those different countries regaining their identities? 30 years ago, who could have imagined computers sitting on our desks? 15 years ago, who could have imagined the internet on our phones? Those are different concrete examples, but they're external reflections of what is going on within each one of us. Our limitations are being challenged. Expansion is happening whether we consciously agree with it or not. It's coming forth out of us. At our essence, we're totally in agreement with this transformation. We're excited about it even. It's just a part of us, a portion of our identity that's uncomfortable and resistant to change. The more heavily you identify with your limitations, the more painful and uncomfortable this growth period is going to be. So take a look at your life right now. What feels stuck? What feels impossible? What feels really uncomfortable? Where are you being challenged? That's the illusion that is about to come tumbling down. Whatever it is, whoever seems involved, it's not about the other person. It's not about the circumstance. It's not work, home, or family, except that they're the setting for your beliefs and concepts. It's the thoughts about them. It's the ideas you have that's in the process of changing. The bigger the feelings about this, the greater the illusion really is. If you're really attached to it, it usually has to get ridiculously bad in order for it to transform. Breathe deeply in and out and talk yourself through it. Realize that whatever is out in front of you isn't what's really there. It's the story of what you think is there. Once you realize that, most of the tension, anxiety, or whatever you're feeling about it will start to disappear. Usually, you're looking at it through lenses of being small and powerless. When you look at it from your infiniteness, it's from you as consciousness. Then whatever you're looking at becomes merely a problem. Or if it's a person, they become small and powerless and full of hot air. An easy way to get started instead of going towards the big juicy crisis is to question everything and know that nothing is real. It's all just perceptions, and you're viewing it all through your preconceived notions. It's like looking at things through old film slides and old transparencies. Remove the false image and things become very bright, clear, and simple. Do this as you drive through town. Do this with random thoughts you think. Do this while you're in conversation with others. And as you do this, you're shining the light of truth on these things and de-energizing the unreality out of them. And try this over the next week and see what happens. And leave me a comment below. Let me know what's happening. I'd love to read your comments. So besides being a little off on the dates of when we had computers on our desks and the internet on our phone, all of this still seems really apropos for what's going on in the world today, if not even more so, because we're constantly being bombarded through the internet on our phones and other devices about the illusions that are in the process of dissolving in the world today. And often the things that are in the process of dissolving are the ones that are feeling the most hard, oppressive, and real. And I do want to say a little bit of a conflict about this is not reality or nothing is real, because everything is real. This is supposed to be real. This is a physical reality for us to experience a physical body and walk through the density and effort of it. But from an expanded perspective as consciousness, it's like looking at the planet as a blue ball floating floating in a black atmosphere of outer space that is filled with lots of other colorful balls, some of which are inhabited, some of which aren't. So to have a bigger perspective of it, which reminds me, so if you like these videos, please like them and also subscribe, and that way YouTube will send this information out into the world and reach the people that really need to hear this information. And if you want a free sample of one of my consciousness techniques, click on the link below to the skybox technique, and that will give you the bigger perspective that I was talking about, a way of looking at your own life from not only a bird's eye view, but from the view as consciousness, and get you in touch with your own inner wisdom. And if you want to do this for yourself, click on the link below to Manifesting Money and Miracles. It's a self-study course I have where you can learn how to change your inner vibrations to completely transform your external reality. And you have two choices. You can just do the audio version, or there's a video version as well. And if you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. I do individual sessions where I take a look at you as consciousness and what you're creating in your life today, and I can answer any questions that you might have, and it's all recorded just for you. And if you want to learn how to do this for yourself, my Manifesting Money and Miracles self-study course is a good preparation for coaching with me, where I work with you one-on-one and give you specially selected consciousness techniques so that you can transform your life. So go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you tomorrow in another Morning Musings.